I always think rock climbing is such a cool date, but like I'd be afraid that they're like looking at me from like that angle.
I want them to look at me from every
where it's
angle.
like my ass is like, and then like that like rope is like cutting in, so it's just like a butt roll.
Oh, cut into that roll.
Okay, well. Hey everyone.
Hi guys.
Welcome back to another episode of 30 Kind of Flirty
with Joeigh and Brittany. What's up?
Nothing.
How was your week?
Week was fine. Week was good. How was yours? Anything eventful happened?
Yeah, can I just like ponder a question to you?
Sure.
Put this out into the universe, okay?
Yep.
When you're talking to someone, okay, you've been talking to someone for a long time, maybe a year or so.
Have you met them?
You've hung out a few times, right? But it's not relationship, not dating, none of that stuff. But you're hooking up or whatever, and it's fun, and you're having a good time. And there's always that conversation of, oh yeah, like, well, we'll do this again. We'll hang out again. And he just says something like, yeah, we'll make it work. We'll work out a time to hang out again.
Nothing
specific.
Blah, blah, blah.
And then I go and say something specific like, hey, do you want to hang out tonight? Or, hey, what are your plans like this week?
And he leaves you on
red. And I'm
red.
left on red.
Yeah.
But then he also comes back in and says, you know, what are you doing?
Ah, yes, the fuckboy.
Like, is that what that is? Is that
No.
what's been happening? I don't understand.
I don't know. I think, it's so funny. I was looking up the other day about like what's the definition of a fuckboy, and we've talked about them a little bit in the prior. And it's basically when they don't define a relationship, blah, blah, blah. They know what you want, but see, it sounds like your situation is...
It's nothing like that.
It's nothing like that.
We're literally just like, not even friends. We just hung out a few times. Slept together a few times.
They're just, I hate using this term, but is it possible they're just so busy that they don't want to make anything concrete because it doesn't seem spontaneous any longer?
Maybe.
It's like more of like a date that
there
they're
was
booking.
one time where he messaged spontaneously in the moment, and I just wasn't, I was busy and it didn't happen.
Yeah. Like, I wonder
Maybe.
if that's it. I wonder if as soon as you like make the date and make the plans, it's like, okay, then we have to follow through. Whereas this is breezy.
Yeah, and I'm trying to be breezy. I don't really care that much.
Yeah, but at the same time, you do kind of need to plan.
It's just annoying when you want to hang out with someone and it's like, okay, is it going to happen or not?
That's like when guys are like, or anybody is just like, hey, do you want to hang out like right fucking now? And it's like, no, I have a face mask on. My hair is in a towel.
Yeah.
Like, no, I don't want to hang out right now. It's like, okay, then, well, like hit me up later or something. And it's like, like you need time to plan.
Yeah. Anyone listening, have any thoughts on this? You can slide into the old DMs on Instagram.
I feel like it's just one of those dating.
It's just frustrating.
It is.
This
but then how do you
dating
handle
thing is
that,
frustrating.
right?
And it's a good segue because what we're talking about is some of the frustrations with dating.
Yeah.
We're talking mainly about the dating guideline, I guess. Like, when do you know things are exclusive? And we got this suggestion from a listener. Yeah, like, how do you know when you're someone's boyfriend or girlfriend or however you identify? Like, how do you know you're exclusive?
Or how do you know you're
Are there rules
forward?
about it? Or, you know?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, there's so many questions. How do you know when to sleep with them? How do you know when it's too early? How do you know?
Yeah.
Where is it headed? Where is it not headed? Yeah, it's hard, and it's so funny because we've all been in relationships. We've all had long-term relationships. We've all had hookups, and it doesn't get any easier.
No.
So
I was just gonna say, Brittany did the legwork for this one, so she's kind of taking the lead, and I'll be here for all your glorious witty banter.
And I ask a lot of questions to Joeigh, so it's gonna be interesting to put him on the spot and hear what he has to say. Okay, so dating episode. I feel like I should insert something here. Dun dun dun.
Dating episode, but dating specifically about defining the relationship is basically what this is about. FR.
Thank you.
DFR.
I was gonna say DTF.
Isn't that something? It's like, oh my god, have you guys like even DFR'd yet? Right? Like, how do you know if you haven't DFR'd yet?
How do you know? Like, how do you know if you're DTF if you didn't DTR?
Down to fuck? I think we're always down to fuck.
Okay.
Hey, am I right, ladies? Okay.
My ladies in the back.
My ladies in the back. Where you at?
So, first date. I almost took the mic right off the thing. First date. Attraction. This is it. This is where so let me start this conversation by saying.
So you're going to take us through like the different dates and kind of
what
basically
I think.
what they
chime in when you feel like you need to.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, girls, or
whoever.
Gays. Whatever.
Gays. Gays and girls. I mean, that's probably predominantly our audience.
Like, let's talk about this for a second. So if you're on the dating apps, it's going to be a little bit different because you're going to have some information on there, what you're looking for, what you're not looking for. So let's put a pin in that. If you're on Instagram or if you're out and about, I don't know where you would be if you meet a guy in the public, wild. In the wild. It's such a crazy thought. That's
how I wish I could meet someone.
Let's say it's on Instagram or something and you can't really define anything, okay? Because there's it's not on a dating profile. So you go on the first date. We'll come back to that. You go on a first date, attraction. So obviously if it's on a dating app, you're going to see if you are as advertised. Mm-hmm. Are you attracted to them? Their height, their body type.
My biggest thing too is mannerisms.
Mannerisms.
Right? Their laugh, their smile, how they carry themselves, how they walk, how they stand.
Do they talk a lot about themselves? Do they ask you questions about you? How's the chemistry, the conversational chemistry?
Yeah. A first date is really just getting those first things out of the way, right?
Oh my God, you're so nervous. You're
nervous.
Your nags.
And you're just trying to see...
Your nags feel like jelly. You're
just trying to see if there's a spark, if there's an attraction, if there's any kind of chemistry.
Yes. Did you see them and walk away?
Right. Yeah. Did you sit down, take a look, get up and leave?
What happened? And I think a good first date, just while we're on this, is like people always say, like, go to eat to dinner. I've done that a couple times. Pick your foods wisely. I would say go for a walk.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of like meals for the first date. I prefer like more casual, like just grabbing a coffee, going for a walk.
So you can be out of there at a timely manner.
Exactly.
So I would say first date's all about attraction. I mean, I've read a lot about this kind of stuff because obviously it's dating. It's what we are that's what we do in our 30s. This is where we're at. The second date is, can you have a good conversation? Mm-hmm. So now the attraction's there. Also, you're trying to see, like, are they still attractive? Mm-hmm. Right? Like the first date, you're like on your very highest hotness.
And as I mentioned before, it's like, I always feel like there's more pressure on the second date than the first.
Oh, for sure.
The first is the nerves of meeting, but then the second date is, okay, can what happened on the first date keep going? Can that translate further? Okay. Can we build something?
So second date. So first date, you've met in a public space, right? I think everybody's kind of the same on that. Second date, can you go to their home? Can you go to their house on the second date? Can you, if they invite you over to watch a movie or something, or just simply talk, can you go to their home? I don't think there's any rules around this.
There's no rules. We're just doing our own.
We're just doing our
opinions.
Own thing.
I think if it's dating, right, you're looking for that long-term relationship, I would want to keep maybe the first 3 or 4 dates out in a public space, right? Yep. A lot of things you can do. You can do coffee.
Oh, picnics,
second or
beaches.
Third, you can do a dinner, do a walk on the beach, go to a movie.
There's a million things. Go for a drive,
right?
Even, right?
I don't know. There's nothing wrong with going to someone's house.
I've done it.
And I've done it too.
Yep.
But I think that going to someone's place, more intimate,
and it's also very hookup-y.
Yeah, and if that's what you want, that's fine.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
But if you're dating, and we can get into, obviously we'll talk about when do you sleep with someone, but if that's not something you want to necessarily get to on the second date, it might be a bit harder to avoid that awkward,
for sure.
Yeah,
and like I said, I've done it before, and it was fine. It was good conversation.
And two, you're still getting to know them. So safety-wise, if you don't know them that well yet, maybe you don't want to go to their place yet, or have them go to your place yet.
Yeah. So that's just was quick question. Yeah. Where is a second date?
Hey, questions. Give them to me.
Questions. So, and then, obviously you're focused on good conversation. Do they click? Are you clicking? Yep. Are you talking?
Are you talking? Are you clicking?
And then the third date. This is it.
Third one is a big one.
The stakes are higher. They're real high. This is the make or break, because now you have to know, do you like them? Were you excited to see them? Do you have good chemistry? You have the attraction. Obviously, you're on a third date. Mm-hmm. You have the conversation.
Yep.
Now what? You're getting to know a little bit more about them. You're starting to get a little bit more intimate. Maybe you're kissing them by this point. Mm-hmm. Maybe you're doing other things, whatever you feel, right? The third date rule is a rule which dictates when both parties withhold sex, or if they have sex. Usually by the third date, you're having sex. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think you should go with what you feel. Mm-hmm. But this all comes back to dating profiles. That's what I talked about at the beginning. If you've met them on a dating app or something, maybe you have in your profile what you're looking for. But I would say by the third date, you should be asking what they're looking for. If not the first or the second. If you are not looking to hook up, you want to know that.
Yeah. So here's the thing for me. When it comes to dating, I'm very black and white.
Yeah.
I need to have that conversation. There's some people that might be able to go on a few dates and then just kind of make those assumptions that they're now exclusive and not have the conversation. Not me. I'm having the conversation.
Yeah.
So if I'm on, for me, like a first, second, third date, even the third date to me seems pretty early for me.
To have the conversation?
To have a conversation. I almost feel like
have the conversation of what they're looking for?
Either number of dates or... No, what you're looking for, you can ask that
the first date
from the get-go. I would even ask it in chatting, you know, what exactly you're looking for.
Yeah.
But when I'm talking about where we're headed, is that what you were meaning?
I think so. Base? No, I think so. Like, it's so hard because, and it's so funny, Joey and I are looking at each other confused because even we don't know.
Oh, this is so confusing.
Right? I think for the first date, before the first date, yes, you can put out there what you're looking for.
Yeah.
But so
let's stick to that for a second.
Yeah.
Asking them what they're looking for.
Yeah.
When I ask someone, I'm not talking like hooking up wise on any kind of a hookup app, but if I'm on a dating app or if I'm meeting someone in the wild and it's to date and I ask them what they're looking for, do not tell me, oh, I'm going with the flow. No expectations.
That's the worst.
Whatever comes my way. No.
I enjoy talking to you.
No. Tell me what you're looking for. Are you looking just for chat? Just for friends? Are you looking for something long term? Do you want to just kind of be single and play the field a bit?
Yeah.
Just let me know.
Yeah.
So if it's someone that is looking for something long term, all right, and so am I. So we both kind of had that from the get-go. So then we have the first date, attraction, second date to kind of build the conversation. Build the attraction, third date. By the fourth or fifth date, if things are going really well, and I say fourth, fifth date, or like 2 to 3 weeks timeline of kind of hanging out.
Yep.
I think, you can sit down and have the conversation. Okay, like, you know, we're doing this. Are we only seeing each other? Are we kind of making it official?
Yep.
Do we want to just kind of keep doing what we're doing? Like, what's the vibe?
Where are we headed,
you know?
right?
And I say this because I dated someone a couple of years ago. I had been in a long-term relationship of 5 years. I was single for a few months, and I started dating someone. And I was so new to the dating world at this point. I was nervous. I was anxious about it. I feel like he was a nervous person. So we would go on dates and stuff, but there was always this awkwardness about it.
Oh, yeah.
And
dating's so awkward.
We dated for almost 2 months, I think. We never had the conversation. Like, when I look back on him, I don't consider him an ex-boyfriend because we never had the conversation of being official or not. And how did it end? Well, he pretty much was trying to ghost me. I said the story before where he was ghosting. I wasn't hearing from him for a week. And then I kind of called him out on it. And then, he said, oh, sorry, I just want to be alone right now. And that was it.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like any of that would have happened if we had had a conversation. If I had sat down with him 100%. By the fifth date and said, is this an official relationship?
Yep.
He might have then said, I don't know if I'm really ready for that. I'm looking for that.
You would have saved
and it would have saved me a lot of trouble. Yeah. So for me, I need to have that black and white conversation. What the fuck are we?
And that's in that honest, but then there's that other side of it too, where you don't want to like go out for dinner once and then be like,
well, no, so that's why I'm saying,
what are we?
That's right? Why I'm saying this is fifth, sixth date or a couple weeks of hanging out.
And I agree with you. And to your point, everything that I've kind of researched about this and like read about articles on top of articles, all kind of say the same thing. 5 or 6 dates, even sometimes 7, 8 dates before you define anything.
Yeah.
And then or 2 months, kind of whatever comes first.
I mean, there's no real rule. It's all based on your experiences and what you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
I mean, I can say that now and then maybe I start dating someone and for some reason maybe we don't have the conversation for 3 months down the road.
And it's scary. It's scary having that conversation because you don't want their response to be like, you're fucking crazy.
Well, yeah. Well, okay. And to that point too, another situation I was in, I was dating someone. We had just broken up, and then someone else came into my life. It just kind of happened that way. I wasn't looking for it, And this person really wanted to date me. He was looking for a long-term relationship. He didn't do hookups at all. He wasn't a hookup kind of guy.
But he made that clear?
He made it very clear. Mm-hmm. We did hang out.
Did you hook up?
Yes.
Okay.
The first time we hung out, we did hook up.
Okay.
And then he had asked me to hang out again.
Yep.
And I basically turned him down and said, no, I wasn't ready. Mm-hmm. But then as the week went on, I really didn't want to see him again.
Yeah,
so I did.
Yeah.
So, however, when we were hanging out, I made it very clear to him. I said, listen, I know you want something long term. I know that's what you're looking for. You're looking to actually date seriously.
Because he was clear about that.
Yep. So I said to him, I'm not ready for that. I'm still hung up on my ex. We just broke up. I haven't really been single for a while. I'm just not ready. I said, I would still like to hang out with you and see where this could go, but you just need to know where my head's at.
Proceed with caution.
And he was fine with that. He was like, yeah, that's no problem. We'll just take it slow. Mm-hmm. And so for 2 to 3 months, we were dating, but we weren't exclusive and we weren't defined as boyfriends or anything until 3 months in, when I finally had the realization that I was in love with him and was ready, and told him and said, I'm ready now to be exclusive. And then that's how we went. So that was like 3 months in because of the circumstances.
Yeah.
So there's no, fine line or rule.
No.
It's all based on the circumstances. But in general, for me, I need to have the conversation.
And in your story, he wanted something long-term, but still slept with you right away.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have any kind of terms and conditions when it comes to dating. Dating in general, and I talk to you about this all the time, is so awkward. It is the worst experience ever. I mean, your legs are jelly when you meet the person for the first time. You have butterflies the second time. You still have them the third time. The first time having sex, seeing them naked, all of it is just awful. So to make it easier on yourself, I think it's okay for you, in the relationship to say like, hey, listen, I like you. I like where this is headed. Mm-hmm. Do you feel the same? Mm-hmm. And I know that's hard. And I know you're listening to me right now cringing, mm-hmm. but you have to ask that question, because if so, do they want to make it exclusive and focus on each other? Mm-hmm. Or if not, then why would you continue to fall for somebody?
And here's the thing. Okay. You asked that question.
Yeah.
What's the worst that could happen? A, he agrees with you, and then you're set. You're both exclusive and happy. B, he doesn't agree with you, but he says, I'm not ready yet. I still like to hang out with you, though. Mm-hmm. And then you can decide, you know what? That's fine. We can still hang out and see if it goes that way. Or C, he freaks the fuck out, and then like Theyre in headlights.
Red flag.
Like that's a big red flag then, and he's not the one for you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If he just wants to fuck around,
yes,
then no. If that's not what you're looking for, then no.
And I don't think that and then you're probably wondering, okay, so when do I ask that question? Like, when is it not crazy? When is it considered okay to ask it? And it's going to be up to the dating. I mean, if you've slept together on the first date and then you continue to see each other and stuff, I think it'd be okay to ask that question, like date 4. Mm-hmm. You've already slept with him. Like, what else could he possibly know if he likes you? Mm-hmm. I don't know. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, dating isn't like a marriage. It's just dating. You're just agreeing that you're not seeing other people. So if he dates you for another like month and then breaks up with you, well, okay.
I always think of like 3 weeks. Like 3 weeks seems like a good amount of time, because I feel like, 1 to 2 weeks isn't a whole lot of time. 3 weeks, I mean, I feel like going a month, like to be dating someone for a month and still not have it defined, I think it's a long time.
It is a long time.
So 3 weeks, I think is a good amount, depending on how often you've been able to see them.
Which
right?
I would say
there's
like
a difference between
twice a week.
There's a difference between the time and the number of times you've seen them. So if you've hung out with him, if you've been on like 3 dates a week, 3 weeks time, that's what, hanging out 9 times. If I did my math right.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a good amount of time to know what you want out of that relationship. And that's
what all the dating kind of advice columns say, like 9 dates. Well, they actually said 6 or 7. Like, you should know kind of quickly. And you would hope that this person that you're dating would maybe bring it up. I mean,
you always do. You always don't want to be the person to.
Does. And it's hard to bring it up yourself, but sometimes you have to. DTR, defining the relationship, is like a new thing, right? Everybody wants to define. Everything is defined in our life. Everything.
Facebook official. When is it Facebook
everything,
official?
Right? If they're not posting you on Instagram.
When do you post that first couple photo on Instagram?
Is it real? When do you meet their family? When do you meet their friends? So on the 3rd date, if they say to you, my friends know about you, that's a good sign. So why can't, if their friends know about you, why can't you have the conversation to be like, what are we doing? Yeah. And I find I don't like confrontation at all. Joeigh can tell anybody I don't like confrontation, but I kind of do it in a cutesy way. Like if I was going to ask somebody, I would just say like, I'm having a great time. Like I told you earlier, I'm having a great time with you. Like I would love to, continue to see you. Like, what do you think? And then if they say that they want the same thing, I would just be cute about it and be like, okay, I'm going to need you to ask me to be your girlfriend in a cute way, not in a creepy, weird, but just like, I need you to say it. I know it's silly, but I need to hear you say it because it does make it specific. I need you to
tell me that you're mine.
That you're more.
And if you're going to bring up that conversation and if you leave his place or you leave him, and he's made you feel like you're crazy for bringing it up, he's not the one for you. On that anyways. He's not the one for you. You're not crazy.
No, this is like a thing. It's
dating.
It's dating, and it's so funny.
And why do we date? We date to find the one.
Yeah, and it was funny.
Or multiple ones, however you do relationships, right?
Yeah, and I mean, like you said earlier, like if you're looking for a hookup and that kind of thing, like obviously it's different, right? You're going to be at a different speed, but like it goes the other way. If you're looking for a hookup and they're looking for a relationship, wouldn't you want to know that?
And that's why what Brittany said is very important to talk about what you're looking for from the get-go and none of that flowy bullshit of going with the flow. If some guy or girl or whoever you're dating says to you, oh, I got no expectations, just seeing what comes my way. No.
Yep.
Just say, look, that's fine, but I kind of need to know, like, is it long-term you're looking for? Is it just a hookup?
Yep.
And, you can let them know, like, it's fine. Whatever you're looking for is fine. It just might not mesh up with what I'm looking for.
And we've talked about that and, like, defining the relationships and stuff. But let's talk about the other side of things where it's like you meet this angel of a man and he is just everything you could have ever hoped for. But he doesn't want to have sex with you until you have more of a connection. And it's funny because I was scrolling through the gram and I came across a question just on like another dating thing, right? They had put a poll up and got people's opinions. And then the question was, do men ever actually want to delay having sex until DTR? Okay, for non-religious people. Like, do men ever want to delay sex? Because that's how we always hear, right? We always hear that, they want to get in your pants. I mean, no one says that anymore. I want to get in your pants. Men always want the sex, blah, blah, blah. So if you meet an angel of a man and he doesn't want to, is that automatic? I'm not like, what does that mean? And 82% said no, that guys don't want to hold off on sex until they define a relationship, which I find interesting.
They don't want to
hold off on sex. They want to have sex right away. I think there's guys out there that will wait to have sex until the relationship's defined. Does having sex mean that you're automatically exclusive? No.
Yeah. And I always I hate polls where it's like men do this. Like I don't do the whole gender thing. I think it depends on the person.
It does.
Because I know many females that will, sleep with anyone too. And it's completely fine.
Yes.
Myself personally, I don't put a lot of stock into sex.
No, you don't.
Like, I don't care if we've slept together on the first. Like, I've had relationships start out where we have slept together the first time we met. Yeah. And it's been a fine, loving relationship. I don't think having sex with someone, it's different, right? We're obviously cisgendered women or people who identify as women might feel a little bit differently than cisgendered men or however you identify. Like, everything's a little bit different. But I know for me, sex isn't, oops.
It's not like the defining moment.
But in general, I'm speaking in general and how I feel maybe the majority of people do feel. I do feel like most people think that when they're dating someone, they would prefer to go on a couple dates, maybe in public places, maybe be a couple weeks into the relationship, and then maybe having sex, crossing that line, maybe they'll want to define the relationship first. Some people might want to do that. And then maybe having sex is more of something that they prefer to do in a relationship. It all depends.
And listening to you say that actually puts it in perspective for me. So I had a situation before where I've been dating somebody for a couple dates, and we never got to that point of what you had just said, like sleeping together. However, I will say that I would feel very comfortable, me being not confrontational, saying, hey, we've been out 5 or 6 times. If you want to have sex, I'm going to need you to I need to define the relationship first. I think that is a fair thing.
And I think this is what it comes down to is communication.
For sure.
Because like I just said, I'm someone where maybe, and it all depends too. Like I could meet someone and not care if I sleep with them right away, or I could start dating someone and not want to sleep with them right away.
Yeah.
It all depends.
Yeah.
But you have to say it. So say what you're looking for before you go on that first date. Do the first date, do the second date, do whatever, and then have the conversation where, look, I don't sleep with people outside of a relationship.
No,
I don't hook up. So I would prefer to hold off on intimacy until we figure out what we're doing.
Yeah.
Right?
And that's
There's nothing
totally
wrong with
fair.
that. Both parties then know what's going
and again,
on.
If they're like, no, I'm not doing that. It's like, well, I'm not doing you.
Well, then he's a dick.
Like,
and it's time
I'm
to
not doing you.
hop on another dick.
Yeah. Like, like everything that you could put at him or them, whoever you're dating, and they have a shitty response, there's your answer.
Yeah.
So it's tough. It is tough knowing when to do certain things. I mean, even still, like in that other scenario where I had been on a few dates, I didn't even know, like, what do I message after the third date? What do I say? What's okay to say? What's not okay to say? On the fourth date, where do we go now? Like, the whole thing is just awkward. So there's no right or wrong answer.
My question to you is, when you're looking at dating, and you're looking at how to meet someone, the first date, the second date, the third date, when to define the relationship, when to sleep with them. For you, what is the map that you would kind of like, that you think would fit what you want?
I think even just from talking to you, like Joeigh.
Hi.
I think even from us just having normal off mic conversations, it all depends on where you're at personally in your heart. I think if you are somebody who's coming out of a tough relationship, a long-term relationship, a marriage, I think you're really going to have to look into yourself to find out, what you truly want. In a perfect world, if you're 100% ready to move forward in a relationship, my roadmap would be holding off on sex. That being said, the caveat there is there's other kinds of sex besides penetration. We've talked about this before. We both believe that sex can be the oral type.
Oh yeah,
right?
I count anything intimate as sex,
right?
Personally,
and it depends on how you define that.
And I know people that view oral sex as more intimate than penetration.
100%. Right? So I would say I would hold off on the penetration part of it to me, because I think the connection is really important. So I would say 6 dates, but out of those 6 dates, 4 of them have to be like going out to dinner, going on a drive, take me somewhere, like woo me. Woo me. Like, do you know what I mean? Because once you get into a relationship, that stuff tends to go away a little bit. It tends to fade out. So enjoy it while it's there. And then I would say by the 6th or 7th date, if it's going towards sex for me, I would want it defined, and I have no problem at that point being like, I really like you, but I need to make sure that we're on the same page before I move forward with intimacy. And I need that to be in the form of, am I your girlfriend, and are you my boyfriend, and are we because that's the other part of that problem, is asking if you're exclusive is a gray area. What does that mean? Are you just seeing each other? Because seeing is very different than being exclusive. And if you don't use the words boyfriend and girlfriend or whatever, I feel like you're into a gray area. So if I say to Joeigh, if we're dating, if I say to you, are we seeing each other? You might be like, yeah, we're seeing each other. Obviously, we've been on a couple dates. And I'm thinking like, okay, we're seeing each other. But no, we're not communicating.
Yeah, you got to communicate properly.
You have to. So I think by saying the words, look, I need to be your girlfriend and you need to be my boyfriend in order for me to move forward. And if they're not willing to do that, then I'm not sleeping with them. That would be the ideal timeline for me.
And I think for me too, I'm going to go back on kind of what I said. But I think for me, I think I'm similar to you, maybe more than what I thought initially. Because I do because we are in a hookup culture. It's easy to sleep with anybody. A lot of people do it. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with being sexual.
We're sex positive
Be safe.
here.
Just always be safe.
Yeah.
So I think if I'm actually dating someone that I want something serious with that goes beyond that, I think I'm the same thing where define what you're looking for off the bat so you're aware, because I don't want to fall for someone and then just to know that they're not looking for anything serious.
That would be awful.
Been down that road, not doing it again. So define what you're looking for. do the first couple of dates, and I'm thinking, yeah, like 3 weeks to a month of really good dates, like you said, like a couple times a week, doing a variety of things together, not just dinner and coffee, but maybe going
for a walk,
just different stuff, rock climbing.
See, I always think rock climbing is such a cool date, but like I'd be afraid that they're like looking at me from like that angle.
I want them to look at me from every
where it's
angle.
like my ass is like, and then like that like rope is like cutting in, so it's just like a butt roll.
Oh, cut into that roll.
Okay, well,
butter those rolls up.
Great angle.
But anyway, but just something different, right? Like different stuff. Hop in the car, drive somewhere. Let's explore. Let's do all kinds of stuff. And then 3 weeks to a month. Yeah, I mean, maybe during that time frame, maybe some fooling around, right? Like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because for me, it's like whether it's penetration, oral, anything, it that to me still crosses a line. It's still sex to me. So it's like, I might want to hold off on that.
So my question for you is: so say you have like oral sex, you give him a blowjob, a blowy on the third date. Do you at that point do you define the relationship?
No. Because I think it's too early to.
Right? It's a funny little.
But that's what I'm saying, though, is that I wouldn't do the blowjob on the third date. Because to me, that means more.
Whereas to me, it doesn't mean more.
Right.
So it's all interpretive.
But I think also you're coming at it from a heterosexual point of view.
Yes, and that's important too. Yes.
And yeah, obviously there is penetrative sex in any gay straight community, but there are a lot of gay guys that don't do penetrative sex.
Right. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, like there's some that don't do the whole anal thing. They're called sides. We can do a whole episode on that too, as a lot of people don't know about it, but there are some that everything else to them is sex, right? And that's same with like lesbians. Like I have a lesbian friends who they mentioned, I remember we were in discussion before and we were talking about sex, and they said like I think we were playing a trivia game and it came up like foreplay or sex, and they made the comment like, well, foreplay is our sex, because there's you know what I mean, like it's so sex is just so how you define it. So maybe for me, and because of the experiences I've had, maybe I put more stock into oral as well as other forms, whereas like maybe for you, penetrative sex is a little bit more intimate,
like more of a connection,
right? Because I have a girl friend who, this is interesting. I have a girlfriend who thinks giving a blowjob is more intimate than having intercourse. Yeah. And I do have a guy friend who will do intercourse with whoever, but will only let girlfriends suck his dick, because to him that's intimate. So each person's different. So that's another important conversation too to have, right? When you're defining the relationship, and if you're saying, you know what, sex is off the table until we define it, but I don't mind giving you a blowy, that's fine for you. Or maybe you want to just not see each other naked until things are more serious.
It's hard, and it's going to depend not even on you. It's going to depend on the situation you're in and who you're talking to and what they want, and it's tough. I think we can both agree. I think we both agree that I think to make it exclusive or to define the relationship, we would say 6 to 7, 8 dates, kind of in that realm.
Yep. Linking to like a 3-week time frame, we'll say.
3-week time frame. I think you're not locked in when you ask somebody to be your boyfriend or girlfriend. You're not like locked in. You can break up. Yep. It's just giving that person like, this is where we're moving forward.
You don't want to waste your time.
No.
And
guys, people think that's sexy. When you say what you want and you say what you mean, that's hot.
Oh my God. If a
guy was just like, look, I want to.
Hot lumberjack says to me, listen. Yeah. You're the only stump I want to hump. Okay. Well, honey, get to humping.
Joey always says, I'd like to climb him like a tree.
I want to
climb him like a tree? Yeah, that's right.
I want a lumberjack. Yeah, I do a lot of tree climbing.
You do. It's
just always the wrong kind of trees I'm climbing.
Take a moment of silence.
Take a moment for
that.
I sell for a twig at this point.
Okay. Well, and what's so funny is, and that's the other part actually that you bring that up, is it's going to depend on where you're at. So like maybe you've been single for a couple years and you're ready to like dive in full throttle, ready to give her. So yeah, maybe you don't want to wait 3 weeks. Maybe you want to know, like maybe it's at the 3-week mark, but you've seen each other like 10 times. Like it's all up for debate, and there's never a wrong or right time, because what's the worst case scenario is they're like, whoa. Mm-hmm. And it's like, then why would you want to be with that person? And
not that Brit and I are like professionals in dating and relationships. So we have been through the ringer. Mm-hmm. So if any of you guys are going through this type of situation or have questions and you want to send us a message, and
I mean, we always want to talk, obviously,
because as you can tell by our conversation, it's just so many factors. It's not a black and white. The only thing black and white for me is I need to have a conversation. I can't just make the assumption that we're exclusive. I know some people can.
And I think the only thing that's black and white for me is that the point where I have want to have sex with them is where I want to define it.
Yeah.
Right? Because that kind of gives me the baseline, but that's not everybody else. Now, one of the other questions that I had brought up, which we can talk about quickly, is how do you know when you're dating somebody? And I know that we feel like we've been talking about this for the last 30 minutes. But sometimes there is no conversation, but they're acting like a boyfriend. They're treating you like a girlfriend or whatever. They're doing all the things. Do you still need to have that conversation, or is it just assumed?
For me personally, I need the conversation.
We still need the conversation.
Because that relationship that I talked about, where we never had the conversation, I still don't consider him an ex-boyfriend. Because I never just made the assumption that we were exclusively boyfriend and boyfriend or whatever. Yeah. Because we never had the conversation. So to me, it's like, oh yeah, we just dated for a couple months, or it was a summer fling, or so I need to have the conversation.
So there's never going to be a point where it's just assumed.
And I'm a type A person. Like, I need things structured, regulated, if you will. Yeah. So I need to have the conversation. And I'm the kind of person, I'm not afraid to say it if I've been with someone for a couple weeks, a couple good dates. Like I was on the other end of it, where this past winter, I started hanging out with someone. I thought it was just friendship, casual hangout. Mm-hmm. So the first time we met up, we went for coffee, went for a walk. That was fine. The second time, we got supper, watched a movie. That was fine. The third time, we hung out, and then he went in for a kiss. Okay? We kissed at the door. He left. So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, that felt very much like we're dating kind of thing. That was like the first kiss you have.
I remember your alarms were like going off.
And I wasn't really feeling it in that way. I thought this was just like a friendship type thing we were building. We never really talked about it. No, actually, I did talk to him when we first were chatting online. I did say I wasn't looking for a relationship. So maybe he forgot. I don't know. And then by the fourth time we hung out, I had to have the conversation with him and say, listen, like, just so you know, like, I'm not really looking to date. I'm just kind of looking for a friendship. And he took it fine. And we're friends. We do hang out. So you have to have, either way, either you're wondering where it's going, you want it to go further, have the conversation. Or if you find yourself in a situation where you're friends with someone and you're feeling that they kind of think it's more than what it is, you might have to have a conversation.
Okay, so then my next question to that, which are all good points, is we're in our 30s. This is a kind of a 30 podcast, really.
Really? 30's in the title, is it?
30, kind of flirt. We are kind of flirty, honestly. When I listen to us back, I'm like, yeah, we don't know what we're doing, especially when it comes to dating.
Who does?
We're in our 30s, so like, let's talk about Facebook then for a second. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about putting into a relationship on Facebook. Let's talk about on Instagram, like posting a photo with the person. Mm-hmm. Is that? Do we still go into a relationship with people? Like, I was dating a guy for a couple dates or for whatever, and we never became Facebook friends.
Facebook friends?
Yeah, we weren't Facebook friends. We didn't meet on there. And like, I don't use Facebook that much, but like,
no. I mean, I think
these are all interesting.
But I think the normal thing though is when you're hanging out with someone, you naturally add them on Facebook or follow them on Instagram. I think that's a normal
thing to do. Would you put in a relationship with?
It has to be a conversation.
It would be a conversation, so you just wouldn't send it.
I would
Can
never.
Can you imagine?
Oh, wait, a friend request?
No, a relationship request.
Oh, no. Brittany, you're the kind of person that goes on one date and then already in a relationship with Brittany Hines.
I mean, no. You
like,
have a conversation with it.
I
so would you be like, are we Facebook official?
Here's the thing. No. If I'm dating someone and I'm on a couple dates, it's a couple weeks, I'm not going to be putting anything Facebook or Instagram. There's going to be no pictures of me with this person until I know that we're together, because I find that weird. I wouldn't want someone to post a coupley photo of me when we haven't even talked about what the fuck we were, right? Like, I just, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to have the conversation. And then, yeah, like, okay, well, do you want to put it on Facebook? Is that even a thing anymore? He might be like, yeah, we can do that. I mean, I've always had them on Facebook. It was always just a natural.
That's a pretty chill conversation.
Yeah, like it's no big deal to me. And then then you can go and start posting pictures if you want or whatever.
Another
right?
conversation, basically.
I mean, I don't like doing things like too crazy because then you get those fucking annoying people where it's like every week it's a new love of their life.
Oh, I know. And that's
right?
the thing, right? So like once you're exclusive, maybe you want to wait 6 months or wait whatever feels comfortable and just see how it goes.
I mean,
right?
that's something like I want to do another episode on like social media and dating because that's a whole other.
It is a whole other thing.
Damn it.
And I mean, a lot of these questions are kind of come up at the base of the root of the question is, did you tell them what you were looking for at the beginning? Because a lot of these questions, like if you said you're looking for a long-term thing and then in 5 or 6 dates and when you're getting ready to sleep with them or whatever the case may be, you ask them what you are, and that's not shocking.
And I think that's the takeaway because there could be instances where you've asked them first, what are you looking for? They said to you, oh, just something casual. And you, knowing you want something long-term, won't say that because you don't want to scare them off, right? You might say, oh yeah, like casual sounds great, when in reality you want that long term, and then a few months down the road you're complaining because he's a fuckboy. No, he's not.
No,
he told you what he wanted.
He told you exactly.
It's your fault.
And I've had that too.
It's your fault for falling into it
and not acknowledging
and
it.
not being open from the get-go that you wanted something long term.
Yeah,
because if you want something long term, talking to someone who wants something casual ain't gonna work.
No.
Don't think you can change them and make them want something long term.
Because you 100% can't.
Go for someone who wants the same as you.
Yeah. No, I would agree with that. And I think part of it too is, think about it. Let's just think about it for a second. If you're talking to somebody and you've been on 10 dates, 5 of them been like outside, going to dinner, romantic, going for a drive, and 5 of them being at their home, sitting on the couch for hours talking, that would be dating. Like, that would be your boyfriend, I think, at that point. I mean, just think about that for a sec. 10 times you've hung out with this person, it's flirty, and you know that they want a long term, you know you want a long term. I think it would just make sense to fall into that.
And that made me think of something.
Yep.
Okay. What are the perfect moments to bring up that conversation?
Oh,
right?
God.
So I don't think, going to dinner, something formal or something is the right kind of place.
Can you imagine?
For me, it would be, like you just said, okay, like you've been hanging out for 3 to 4 weeks. You've had 9 dates. They were all great. You're at his place. You're chilling on the couch. You're having a lazy Saturday. You're cuddling. You got a movie on. You're just kind of being flirty. You're just very relaxed. You're both very happy. You're in a good mood. Might be the perfect time to just say, hey, like, I just wondering, like.
Yeah, because I wouldn't do it over text message.
No, I wouldn't do it over text message, and I wouldn't do it, if you're going out to eat. I don't know. I just feel like being home in a comfortable environment and kind of
alone, letting
yourself having that conversation, I think is better. And hopefully it goes the way you want it to. And if it doesn't, then it just means that they're not the one for you.
And you could even say, like, listening to you talk, you could even say, like, do you have any thoughts on where you think this is going? Do you have any, you could just ask questions that would bring it up naturally to have the conversation. And then it's like, do you have any thoughts where this is going? Oh, yeah, I like hanging out with you. And it's like, well, I like hanging out with you too. Do you think that, you would want to, I mean, I was going to say be exclusive, but at that point you might just want to say, would be boyfriend and girlfriend? Yeah.
Or
right, we're all adults, so it's not like you're asking them out.
Or is this an exclusive? I would say, is this an exclusive relationship?
But do you think that word exclusive for for other people, or is it up to interpretation, or do you think that's pretty clear? That's boyfriend, girlfriend.
Yeah.
Okay, so then and that works too.
Yeah.
I just always think using those words.
Well, I think that's what exclusive means, though, right?
Yeah.
Like you're in it together.
Yeah, and I guess if somebody
said
that
but
to
you're
me,
right,
I would
though.
know what that means.
But you're right, though, when you say, oh, yeah, I like seeing you, that's a little gray.
It is gray.
But I think exclusive relationship or saying...
Or I guess you could finish it up.
Like, I find the boyfriend thing is a little cringy.
I know, it is so cringy.
But you're right, though. It's like, how else can you say it and get that point across?
But you could say something what you said, like, where you're like, are we exclusive?
I think that's the usual route that people take.
Are we exclusive? And if they're like, yes, like, let's be exclusive, like, okay, so you're my boyfriend. Like, you could just say something cute, you know, to kind kind of like use that. I think saying that boyfriend or girlfriend word just kind of like,
I know. Yeah.
Makes it just hook, line, and sink him.
Yeah, you got him. He's
you
trapped.
Got him. You've got him on the rod, and you're fucking reeling him in.
You're real nose in. You got yourself a fat tuna.
Like in conclusion to this whole conversation is dating's really fucking hard. So if you have a specific situation and you need to like get our opinion off mic, you can just message us. Honestly, it's one of those things that the way we view things might be very different than how you view things, and we would love to hear your input, because I think it depends on the person, it depends on the situation, it depends on how many dates, it depends on the time of year. I mean, if I'm dating somebody in the summer, I'm going to be way less likely to think it's going to go somewhere exclusive than if it's the fall or winter.
Usually it's like a light summer fling. Right? Fall, you want to cuff them.
Right. And to that point, you and your cuffing.
I know, it's on the brain lately.
And to that point, I mean, let's be honest.
Cops
there's people
out there that just want to cuff something because I'm right here.
Because Joeigh is ready to go, climb you like a tree. To that point, people can always tell you what you want to hear. So keep that in mind too. Yeah. If you see red flags, keep that in mind. Yeah. One of the articles that I read today was just like, if you feel like it's going somewhere after the third date, how many questions should you ask? Or here's the questions that you should ask. And some of them were like, are you excited to see them? Do they present any red flags that you're missing? Because when you're in a new relationship, it's easy to miss those things. And just ask yourself those simple questions. Like, do you feel safe around them? Do they make you feel good? Because there's lots of times where people show you exactly who they are and we choose not to believe them, which we've said before on the pod. And I think sometimes in those like critical new dates, it's like if he's showing you or they have shown you, 16 red flags and then tell you what you want to hear. Like you just go with your gut. We always say that. Go with like how you feel on the inside.
Always have to line up with words.
And Joeigh will tell you that I have the experience where actions did not match
and I
words.
have too. Yeah. I'm speaking from experience, right?
Yeah.
You want to believe someone and then their actions are the complete opposite. That's a red flag.
That is a red flag. So there's certain things, if they're like mad at you because you won't sleep with them on the second date, I would say that don't be shocked when they don't want a relationship.
And no one should be mad at you for not consenting to sex.
No.
That's predatory. Get out.
Yeah, really though. Right? There's things that you have to ask yourself too. And also, to sum it up, once again, if you're nervous to ask this person that you've been seeing for the last 6 or 7, 8 dates what you are, they might not be the one for you. You should be comfortable at that point to be like you're cute, you're new, like they should be like can't keep their hands off of you. And so they're gonna want to like make you as happy and feel secure as you possibly can be. And if they're not anything but that, you just have to recognize it. That's all. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. All right. So to sum up. Yeah. Are we good? Did we solve dating? No.
I don't think you ever can.
No.
But I think the main takeaway is from the get-go, define what you're looking for.
Yeah, because that will make your life so much easier. And like I said, things are so specific. So just DM us your specific sitch. We'll keep it anon. Oh, we should just... anon. There's so many ways to abbreviate stuff. Yeah. Do you want to play a little game of...
Fuck.
Marry. Kill.
Yeah, let's do a little game to wrap this up.
Okay.
Want me to go first?
Can I go first?
Sure.
Okay. So I'm going to give Joeigh 3 names and he's going to tell me who he'll do, who he'd moo.
Okay.
And who he'd
coo.
Sure. Okay, so Chris Hemsworth.
My Chris is.
Chris Pratt. And Chris Pine.
Didn't even put my baby in there. You're like, ow.
Which is who?
Chris Evans.
Okay, so there's...
No, it's fine.
But that's crazy. That's a lot of Chris's.
I know. I don't like Chris Pine, so I'll kill him.
He's hot. I just watched a movie with him in it.
No, he doesn't do it for me.
Okay, so I got mixed up. Okay, so you would kill Chris Pine.
Kill Chris Pine. Okay, so here's the thing. If we're marrying someone, is it also me for fucking them, or is that like you're married them?
No, you can't. There's
so it's like
no sex in the marriage.
Like a what's that word?
Celibate?
Yep. Okay.
Not that you know anything about that. You don't even know the word.
Okay, so you know what? Because Chris Pratt has had some of that shady fucking stuff come out, I'll fuck him and chuck him.
Okay.
And I'll marry Chris Hemsworth, even though I'm gonna want to do him so badly because he's so fucking hot. At least he would take care of me and his big muscular arms.
And his
he would
money.
Just cuddle me up.
His money. Okay.
So you're up. Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck, marry, kill. Joey Tribbiani, Ross Geller, or Chandler Bing?
That's a good one. I would marry Chandler, 100%. So funny. Just love him.
Yeah.
I would kill Joeigh. I don't find Joeigh that great looking.
Okay.
And I would fuck Ross. Ross is hot.
Okay. Ross got really hot in the later seasons.
Yeah,
like he started working out and
hot.
stuff. Yeah. But I'd have to fuck Joeigh because he's known for being on the show for being good in bed. I'd have to know.
You'd have to know.
Give me that Italian sausage.
I want to know if he's good.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said it like that.
It's good.
Are you even good at sex? Okay. Anyways, so my next one, I had to, because this is funny. So backstory on this. I don't really know much about pop cult. We would know that. I mean, Joeigh knows everything. So I had to go back to our previous conversations and like look at all the hot guys Joeigh sent me. So if I pronounce their names wrong, then just make fun of me, okay? So, ready? Matthew Daddario.
Okay.
Am I saying his name right?
Daddario.
Dan Levy.
Yep.
Who's hot, by the way. Or Ian Somerhalder. I don't know who any of these guys are, but they are good looking.
So let me go on the record. I don't find Ian Somerhalder or Dan Levy hot.
You don't find Dan Levy hot?
No. I find him cute and funny.
I think it's personality.
Like he gets me personality-wise, but in terms of attraction, I don't really find him hot. So I'm going to kill Ian. Because I don't care for him at all.
Do you think he's like good looking though?
No, I never did. I like the other one, the other brother in the Vampire Diaries.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna marry Dan Levy because how could you not?
Oh.
I'm gonna fuck the brains out of Matthew Daddario.
Who is he?
He's been in a couple shows. Like I watched him in oh shit, what was it?
Like he's like an actor?
Yeah, Mallory would know.
Yeah,
I can't remember the show now. Frick,
it's
Mortal Instruments or whatever. Anyway.
Okay.
Okay. Fuck, marry, or kill.
Okay.
Skippy, Big, or Steve. So these are some of the main guys from Sex and the City.
Yeah. So I would kill Skippy.
Yeah.
For sure. I'd fuck Mr. Big 100%.
He's a big tree to climb.
Oh my God. And then I'd marry Steve because I think Steve has a lot to offer. He's sweet. He has a little bar.
Steve's hot too, though.
He is hot. But like Mr. Big is like my jam. Like I am all about Mr. Big. I know he's like the inaugural fuckboy, but I can't help it. I am who I am.
Yeah. I get you.
Toxic.
I get you.
Okay. Zac Efron. He's hot. Justin Bieber, specifically the Billboard cover. You know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
And Charlie Puth, who's also.
I don't. I'm okay. I was expecting like. I was like, okay, hot boy. Huh?
He's hot.
No, I don't think. Oh, he's been working out, so he's been looking good that way. But I'm gonna kill him.
Okay.
Killing Chucky Puth.
Oh my God.
I'm going to marry Justin.
Okay.
And I'm gonna fuck Zac Efron because how could you not?
He's hot, eh?
Okay, this next one's kind of lame because, like we said, Brittany doesn't know a lot about pop culture, so it's hard to pick out like. You know, if I was doing like Formula One racers or like, I don't know, CNN news anchors, maybe I'd get someone.
Okay, can we just talk about
Momo?
Anderson Cooper?
Oh.
He is just a tasty little treat. Okay, anyways, go on.
So I did the Jonas Brothers. So.
I don't even know the Jonas Brothers.
Oh. I thought I was golden for that one. I figured maybe you would know.
I know Nick.
Okay, well, this is just not going to work at all. Okay, wait. No. Okay. Spencer Pratt.
Okay. You're going to go with the Hellboys.
Brody Jenner.
And Justin Bobby?
Or Justin Bobby.
Okay, that's easy. Justin Bobby, fuck. 100%. I would marry... I don't know. Spencer's grown on me in the last season, but I would for sure kill him.
Okay.
And then I'd marry Brody Jenner because it's Brody Jenner.
Yeah.
Come on. That's a good one. Look at you.
I thought of it off the cuff.
Hey, Joeigh. This is going to be a hard one, so we'll give him some time.
This is my last one.
I know he'll probably... I can probably give you more, but I know who he'll probably kill here. Okay. Katy Perry.
Okay.
Ari.
Okay.
Anna Grande. Or heads Zoe Sugg, because I know you really love
her.
Who?
What was that? What was that noise? It looks like a silk.
Zoe. Zoeigh sucks.
Oh, Joeigh. Oh.
And you love her, and I feel like it's going to be hard for you to kill her.
Oh, Kelsey, this one's her. Oh.
Oh my God.
I mean, Brittany.
As if you just called me.
Kelsey's my other best friend. Hi, Kels.
Anyways.
Okay. Oh, this one's her. Okay, I'm marrying Ari because she's my golden queen.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, she's with me forever.
Do you be Joeigh Grande?
I'd be Joeigh Grande.
Ooh.
Zoeigh's
so cute though.
But I don't want to fuck her though. She's too cute. Yeah, I don't want to fuck her. I'm gonna have to kill Zoeigh just cause.
Oh my God.
Just cause it's a process of elimination.
Okay.
I can't see myself fucking Zoeigh Sugg.
Sorry, Zoeigh. It's process of elimination. Yeah, she is cute though.
Okay, which Katy Perry are we talking about?
We're talking about short hair, swish wish.
Okay, kill her. Killing her, and I'm gonna fuck Zozo.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is. I mean, that's it.
Well, I have another round for you.
Okay.
Oh well, this kind of. Oh. No. If only this was like where they could see us, because I just nearly fucking.
It's just a mess.
Knocked my glasses off the mic. Okay. This isn't as epic now that I just did the last one. Changed it, but Kristen Cavallari, Lauren Conrad, Heidi Montag.
Oh my God, I kill Heidi.
Yep.
Bye.
You're gonna marry Kristen.
I'm gonna marry Kristen. I love her. She is my everything. She has a show coming out. Don't know many details.
Can fuck Lauren. give me the deets.
I can't. Fucking Lauren would be the same as like Zoeigh. Like
yes, they're just cute. They're just cute.
Kristen, like anybody, you would agree with me, Joe. Kristen's hot. Like
Kristen
she's
is hot.
Whereas Lauren's like cute.
And Kristen has that like, fucking like she's so confident. She's such a bad bitch, and that it's sexy.
She's a bad bitch, non-committal.
Whereas Lauren isn't really a bad bitch.
No, Lauren's just a mom bitch.
I love her though.
We love our mom bitches though.
We do.
If you're listening.
Zoeigh's now a mom bitch too.
I mean, they're all
But yeah, babies. So that was our little round of fuck, marry, kill. That was good.
That was good.
Okay.
Ayo.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in.
Fritz Foghorn. Okay, Britt's gotta go.
If you like what you're listening, please subscribe on all platforms. Give us a 5-star rating and a review on Apple Podcast. Follow us on Instagram, 30 Kind of Flirty Podcast. And listen, feel free to share us onto your stories and onto your Instagram so that more people are listening. And and if you're listening, tag us so we know. And you can always email us any ideas, any feedback, good feedback only.
We don't accept bad feedback.
At 30kindoflirtypodcast@gmail.com. And I just want to say real quick, a few weeks ago now, we found out that we didn't even know, but we got an email that we've ranked number 32 in all of Canada for a relationship podcast. So I think that's pretty fucking cool.
That's pretty cool.
So we do appreciate all the support we've been given. So
yeah, I mean, relationships, there's just so much to go.
Yeah.
And
you know what?
It's a journey. We're never going to be over.
I feel like relationships is probably one of the top categories for podcasts. So there's a lot out there. So
everybody's like, what the fuck?
Okay, but us ranking 32.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Like I said it to my friend Nick over the week. I'm like, yeah, we ranked 32. And she was just like, yeah, but was it out of 33? You fucking bitch.
Nick, if you're listening, you little rascal.
Keep listening and support us. Thank you. All right, guys.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.